You know, when it comes right down to it, I think a lot of people are going to be jumping ship. You know, it's sad to admit, as a Call of Duty channel, as someone who plays Call of Duty basically religiously, like every single year, it's sad to admit, but a lot of people are going to be jumping ship because Battlefield 6 is just going to offer a better multiplayer FPS experience than Call of Duty. And I think this is a long time coming. It's been a long time since Call of Duty had some actual competition. I'm not talking like X-Defiant or Battlefield 2042 or Titanfall even. Like, I'm talking about something that can actually stand the test of time and literally compete with Call of Duty. Call of Duty has not had to compete in the longest time, and that's why they've been able to get away with so much lackluster content, whether it's just, you know, lazy remasters or just complete, you know, inept and terrible decisions like removing mini-maps or changing UI for no reason, ridiculous time to kill or overpowered guns, like anything like that. They could just get away with anything because there is no genuine competition, but this time Battlefield 6 is. In case you missed it, Battlefield 6 actually dropped a multiplayer teaser or reveal the other day, and in it they had, you know, famous people like Zac Efron, Jimmy Butler, people Morgan Wallen, people like that, and it was essentially basically a poke at Call of Duty because, you know, you had some famous people like as operators in the Battlefield universe, and then within seconds they got like blown up, and then random soldiers came out like from Battlefield, from the franchise, and they were just like, oh, who are those guys? And people were like, I don't know, and then they just start getting into the fight. And you know, if you don't get it, it's basically a ploy at Call of Duty because Call of Duty has the most random operators. They have the most random collabs, and Battlefield just took the time and they took the opportunity to just take a little sting at the Call of Duty franchise, right? And the fan base, and just say like, hey, we know that you're goofy. We're not going to be like this. We're not going to do what you're doing. We're not going to do what your fan base hates. And, you know, you bet your bottom dollar that Call of Duty fans like that. They saw that and they're eating that up, because at the end of the day, I think that most, I would say adults, you know, maybe like some of the kids, people like under 18, maybe some of those cats are more so into, you know, the fast-paced TikTok brain, just arcade shooter, just go all the time. But I think a lot of the people nowadays, you know, 25 and up, 24 and up, they want that, you know, large scale, or they want the refined experience of like a simulation of like actual like war. It doesn't have to be nitty gritty. Like for instance, Black Ops 7 is pretty futuristic, and Black Ops 3, fan favorite game, that was futuristic. But Call of Duty, in terms of Black Ops 3, they knew what they were doing and they stuck to what works for them. That's kind of what Battlefield is doing, right? They know that they're realistic. They know that they're a military, you know, mil sim shooter. And so they're leaning into that. Call of Duty has not leaned into what they're doing. They've leaned into Fortnite. They leaned into Apex Legends and Valorant and other shooters. They're trying to rip things off because they lost their identity. I made a complete video on that. Just, you know, just go check that out if you haven't already, and subscribe if you haven't already as well. But Battlefield this year is offering, you know, just a lot of good stuff, right? The maps look good, the beta, people love the beta. You know, people were begging for the beta to come back. You know, the maps are good, tanks, jets, helicopters, things like that. Like, it's all there. Whereas Black Ops, you know, it's hard to get excited about a game like Black Ops 7 when we just had Black Ops 6 not even a year ago. And for them to tout like all these advancements and improvements in the franchise, when you could easily ask the question, why didn't you do this for Black Ops 6? It's not like you had a year off. It's not like it was a different development studio. It's literally the same guys, the same people making the game we just disliked last year, and they're selling solutions rather than implementing the solutions in Black Ops 6. Because think about it, if they changed everything and fixed everything in Black Ops 6, what could they offer this year, right? Like, oh, brand new Omni movement or the wall jump and, you know, new maps. Like, that's not exciting enough, right? And so you have to create those problems in Black Ops 6. Oh no, we didn't do weekly challenges. Guess what? We're doing it this time. Oh no, we didn't do, you know, certain maps and certain, I don't even know whatever else they didn't do last year. And they're just gonna tweak it and change it and update it in this game. And we're supposed to stand up and clap. I just can't get on board with that, man. And they know what they're doing. That being said, does that mean the Black Ops 7 is going to be like the most terrible game ever? Probably not. I think on paper, they're actually saying a lot of good stuff about Black Ops 7. But here's the thing, they always say that, right? Every single year before the COD comes out, they always tout, wow, this is going to be the most innovative game. This is going to be the best looking, best sounding game. It's going to have the most guns, most DLC content, best graphics, best lighting. Like they tout all this stuff every single year. And then 3, 4, 5 months in, we start to realize, oh, there's a huge cheating problem. Oh, the matchmaking is, you know, putting a finger up my butt right now. Like we notice all these flaws so much later. Oh, that gun's OP. That map sucks. This map sucks. Oh, the whole game sucks. And we start realizing these things. And I guess at a certain point, you know, a lot of my comment section has started to say and sway towards this way. But yeah, at a certain point, when are we going to stop falling for this? When are we going to take the stand and speak with our wallets and say, yeah, maybe I'm going to have to play Battlefield this year? You know, I'm a Call of Duty channel. Like I said, I'm probably going to have to play Battlefield a little bit this year. I can't see a world where Black Ops 7 just solves every single problem and is just the best Call of Duty game ever. Now, there's a chance, because I think that Modern Warfare 3, the 2023 version, is actually probably the best Call of Duty game since Black Ops 4. And Black Ops 7 is kind of following suit in terms of like it's an add-on addition to a previous game. And so because of that, it's probably gonna have the most content. It's probably gonna be the most polished. It's probably gonna be the most balanced, right? And so I think if you're a Treyarch fan, this year actually is going to be a good year. I'm just fingers crossed here. I don't have any insider leaks or information or anything like that, but I think it's going to be better than Black Ops 6. There's no way it's going to be worse, right? Not that Black Ops 6 was like terrible. When it comes to like gunplay and things like that, it wasn't terrible. Black Ops 6 really fell short. I mean, I'll do an entire video on this, but mostly the matchmaking, the maps, and the cosmetics, like, were the main like killers for Black Ops 6. It's just killed interest, mainly the maps. For me, it was the maps. You know, matchmaking obviously is finger up the butt every single time you spin up the game, but yeah, the maps, man, just super small, tiny. Spawns are terrible. You turn and you turn a corner and you see like 5 dudes. Like, it's just like you can't do anything on that game. I appreciate that it's like fast paced and stuff like that. It's just, I never thought I'd have to say this about a Call of Duty game, but it's too fast paced. You know, I actually played Modern Warfare 3, and honestly, maybe I'll put some Modern Warfare 3 gameplay in the background, because I've actually been playing it recently. You know, they use the maps from the OG Modern Warfare 2, and those maps, while they're campy, they encourage campers. Let's not sugarcoat it, okay? Camping is a big thing in that game. I'd rather have kind of that balance of like, sometimes, yeah, it's gonna piss you off, but you're gonna get killed by a camper. Then every time I turn a corner, I run into someone bunny hopping and sliding all over the place. Like, going back to Modern Warfare 3, it was such a breath of fresh air to play a game where it's like, I can actually kill people who are not zooming across my screen like they're snorting G Fuel. Like, it was just nice. I know the skill-based matchmaking is probably like way removed, because that fan base, or the player base rather, on that game is like probably really small these days. So I'm cool with that. I understand that. But yeah, I can't see a world where, you know, even next year in Black Ops 7, when I come back to Black Ops 6, if I ever do, it's like I can't see a world where I'm facing 0 sweats. I'm just having a blast of a time. Like, I can't really see that, you know? I'm sure all the sweats are going to move on to Black Ops 7. Oh, the ideal case is that a lot of them move on to Battlefield 6, but I think in this day and age, you know, when you're playing Call of Duty this long, if you're still playing Black Ops 7, if you're still playing games like this, you're probably one of the better players now. And if you're not, I'm probably not going to see you. A majority of the people watching this video are probably not going to see you, because you're probably going to be in those protected brackets where it's like under a 0.8 KD or under a 0.7 or something like that. And then everyone who has got like a 1, a 1.2, even a 2 KD, you're probably all lumped together and you're just facing each other in these sweat pits where, you know, like one person per lobby is happy and everyone else is just miserable, wants to rage off. And honestly, they're just chasing people to Battlefield 6 at this point. I'm very borderline close to uninstalling Black Ops 6 at this point, because the last like 4 times I've tried to spin up the game, every single lobby, immediately helicopters in the air, bunny hoppers. Okay, I leave, right? I go play Nuketown, same thing. I leave. Okay, I go play Face Off, same thing. Just everywhere you look, infested with sweats, infested with the biggest, you know, thumb up the butt matchmaking that you could possibly imagine. I think that's one of the main selling points for Battlefield 6, and why a lot of people are hyped for it, is because you're not going to get that experience, because the matches are so big and there's so many people in the games. You're probably not going to see it as much, where it's like someone's just super OP and, you know, breaking the game and destroying the team. You're probably not going to see that as much. I'm sure that's going to exist, and I'm sure there are solid Battlefield players. But I think Battlefield 6 also probably will cater to the casual side a little bit more than Black Ops 7. Black Ops 7 seems like it's kind of catering towards like the veterans, which in terms of Call of Duty is good. But at the same time, when you cater to the veterans, a lot of the noobs are not going to be interested. A lot of the noobs are going to hop off. And so what's left, you're probably going to be playing against people your skill level. And the skill-based matchmaking is obviously going to make sure that you do that. We're going to have to see, you know, when it comes to like consistent content going forward, I think that Black Ops 7, like they say, is going to have a lot of stuff. And I'm hyped for that. I'm excited for that. We'll have to see how good the quality of the content is. Just because you have a bunch doesn't mean it's all gonna be good stuff. I kind of lost faith when it comes to Treyarch making decent maps because, well, they haven't done it in a long time. And we'll have to see how Battlefield handles their post-game content because, you know, just because they have a lot of stuff coming out doesn't mean it's always going to be good. Let's not forget about Battlefield 2042 now, okay? A lot of people don't even associate with that game because it's just, that was just a complete garbage mess. But yeah, now that we're kind of at the end of the video, let me know in the comment section down below what game you're more excited for. I know a lot of you guys are going to say Battlefield 6, but tell me why. You know, tell me what is it that you're excited. Are you just hating on Call of Duty or are you genuinely excited about what that game has to offer? So let me know in the comment section. And if you made it this far, leave a like and subscribe if you're new. Got a lot of videos coming up going forward. We got COD next, I think today or tomorrow when you guys are watching this. So yeah, stay tuned for that. And yeah, hopefully we'll get some good juicy information. Yeah, subscribe if you're new. I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.